And let me make sure that I'm sharing my screen. All right. Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, thank you very much for joining this evening to the Wealth Mindset and Real Estate Investing virtual meetup. My name is Chris Price. I'm the host of the Wealth Mindset and Real Estate Investing Meetup, and I'm also the managing partner at Boost Capital Group, and I'm also the CEO and co-founder of Red Fox Multifamily. Let me get into a little bit of our about our sponsors first before we dive into today's content. So, one of our sponsors, Wealth Mindset and Real Estate Investing, the this meetup is open to all who are interested in growing generational wealth through passive real estate investing and increasing their financial intelligence. This meetup is for the busy professional and retirees across various industries. The individuals in the group make a good living and have discretionary income to invest in real estate for its proven wealth building power, but don't have the time, skill set, or network to do it at speed and at scale. This meetup focuses on helping us all grow our wealth mindset by learning how to build and preserve wealth while developing and maintaining an abundance mindset. This meetup will focus on multifamily real estate investing as well as other proven ways to build wealth through real estate through passive investments. And it's sponsored by Red Fox Multifamily, which helps pharmaceutical and life sciences industry professionals diversify their portfolios and add passive income and get all the other perks of real estate investing without having to do any of the work themselves. Red Fox Multifamily partners with passive investors to buy commercial multifamily real estate based on vetted opportunities we get access to from our trusted network of top operators in the best markets throughout the country. Partnering with Red Fox Multifamily makes investing in real estate completely hands off, allowing investors to add passive income, build equity, and save on taxes, all while being in an investment vehicle that is backed by a hard asset. If you could mute your lines, please, that would be great. And this is also sponsored by Boost Capital Group. Boost Capital Group's vision is to become the premier partner for busy professionals and entrepreneurs seeking to build and preserve their wealth through passive real estate investments. So, as just as a little bit of a logistical review here before we dive into tonight's content, please mute your lines when you're not speaking. If you'd like, hold your questions to the end of the presentation. Although, if there's something burning, please do stop me along the way. As I mentioned at the beginning, for those of you who just joined, this presentation is being recorded. This material does not constitute an offer or a solicitation to purchase securities. This is for information purposes only and should not be construed as business, financial, or legal advice. And I also like to keep in contact with everyone. If please do, reach out to me. You can scan the QR code or you can send me an email at chris@boostmycapital.com. I'd love to keep in contact with you. And so for tonight, I'm going to do a brief introduction, and then I'll just dive right into the presentation. And if time permits, we'll have a little bit of time for Q&A. But without further ado, let me go ahead and talk about tonight's topic, which is cultivating a wealth mindset for investors. Unlocking the subtitle to this is Unlocking Your Full Potential Through Strategic Investments in Yourself, Your Systems, and Your Relationships. And what I realized here, before I dive into the specifics of the presentation, I always think that it's, there's a lot of new folks that I have an opportunity to introduce myself to. So I'd love to make sure that I do that before I get into the specifics. But for those of you who don't know me, my name is Chris Price. I am a pharmaceutical executive with nearly 20 years of experience across marketing, medical, and sales operations. And throughout my professional career, I've focused on continuous growth and development. These are all have always been things that have been important to me. I'm a certified Lean Six Sigma Green Belt. I have my MBA in healthcare management. I have my master's certification in applied project management, and I've received my bachelor's degree in communications and public relations from Marist College. And that's actually where I excelled both academically and athletically as a Division I football player and student athlete, where I was an All-American in my senior year. It's also where I met my wife and so many of my dear friends to this day. And our mascot was the Red Fox, and that is what we initially chose to name our first company after Red Fox Multifamily, where the name of one of the companies that we started was. And from there, it has a very special place in our hearts, and where it's essentially where everything started. And today, Red Fox Multifamily, as I mentioned earlier, is now a part of Boost Capital Group, and it has been an incredible journey for me to be able to be in front of you and guys and sharing this with all this with you today. But one of my favorite speakers and authors is Jim Rohn, and he famously talked about the fact that formal education will make you a living, and a self-education can make you a fortune. And so one of the things that I love to talk about and share with folks is that I've invested substantially in my self-education. This is just an example of this where, I've had an opportunity to attend, some various different real estate conferences over the year. And this is one that I attended a couple of years ago, where I had an opportunity to just network and continue to grow my knowledge and expertise in this space. I've been a real estate investor for over 12 years, as a matter of fact. But that started humbly in single family investing, when then moving into the space that I am in now with respect to commercial multifamily investing and other assets, as a fund manager. But I'm active. I'm an active member of several real estate academies and masterminds and mentoring and coaching programs to help me grow my knowledge and expertise, and fill my passion for educating others. I've invested, as I mentioned, in single family properties. I've also heavily invested in multifamily syndications and funds, with a personal portfolio of over 1,200 units, that's valued at over $32.5 million. I've also invested in alternative assets such as ATM funds and self-storage, and I own about 4 acres of land in the path of growth in North Carolina. So when I talk about real estate investing and my passion for it, it's not just theory. These are things that I'm actually doing, and practicing what I preach, so to speak. And here are some brief pictures of me and my family, and this is my why, guys. You have myself, my daughter, my son, and my wife Allison. These are the folks that I do it for. And I think it's really important that everyone has that drive in them. But for me, for my wife, it's about building a legacy that passes on to my family for generations. And so I want to talk a little bit about the origin story here, just to make sure that everyone is on board with where things started. How did we get here? How did I get here, as a matter of fact? And so what I'll tell with you is that, as a hardworking professional, in my career as a pharmaceutical executive, and my wife's career as a fashion industry executive, we were both interested in being able to live life on our own terms now. We were not necessarily interested in deferring life by exclusively risking our hard-earned money in a 401k or IRA and investing exclusively in stocks, bonds, and mutual funds because we had seen and experienced firsthand the volatility and the unexpected and sort of unpredictability, if you will, of the stock market in the 2008 financial crisis, and the 2013 European debt crisis. Like those things stuck with us, and we were always seeking another path for around how we would be able to navigate financially and grow for the future. We wanted to get off of that hamster wheel, as they say, and get out of the rat race. And we wanted to also, we were also interested in being able to live life on our own terms now while building a lasting legacy for our children, and generations to come. So we got connected, and we got educated. We studied and researched the investing patterns of the wealthy, and we learned the real estate investing was one of the most common ways people built their wealth. We learned that Andrew Carnegie quote, and I'll paraphrase it here, that 90% of all millionaires become so through owning real estate, and more money has been made in real estate than in all industrial investments combined. And so these are the things that we continue to invest in, our knowledge and our expertise to be able to expand our wealth mindset and our financial intelligence. We learned about financial freedom and financial independence, and we learned how real estate investments can help create what we were seeking. And so what I'm going to talk to you guys about tonight are the three keys to building your wealth mindset. Wealth. The name of this meetup is very intentional, and it's been a few years now since we started it. And when we initially started out, went through so many different cuts of names and tested different things that I with my friends and family around. Hey, what would I call this thing? And what wealth mindset is what came up, because constantly throughout my journey, this idea of building a wealth mindset was something that it was really important to me, as a part of this journey, the process, if you will, that I was going through and I am going through, and what I believe many of you are on the journey of expanding as well. And so let's talk a little bit about the three keys to building your wealth mindset, unlocking your full potential through strategic investments in yourself, in your systems, and your relationships. So let's first start out with what is a wealth mindset. And I've defined a wealth mindset is not just about accumulating financial wealth, all the stuff, the money, the dollars and cents of it all, right? But it's about cultivating the habits, the behaviors, and the thought patterns that enable long-term success. And we'll talk a little bit about what that involves. And that in particular involves having an abundance thinking. So the opposite of a scarce mindset is having an abundance mindset and believing that there are opportunities and that those opportunities are limitless. It's having a growth mindset. Many of you probably have more commonly heard of the idea of a growth mindset, but when we talk about growth mindset, whether things are going well or positive for us, or things are going in an opposite or negative direction, embracing those challenges and learning from our failures and being able to see that as an opportunity to grow as opposed to going in a hole and cowering away is something that's really important from a wealth mindset perspective. And it's also about having a long-term vision. So much in this world today, we are all bombarded with social media and television and all the instant gratification and things, the immediacy of it all. I joke, and for those of you who have kids, you may chuckle at this, right? When we were going to school at one point in time, we had to go to a library and actually look things up and study a card catalog. And now all my my kids have to do is yell to Alexa or to Google, and they'll get the answer and to whatever the question is that they have, or they can type it in, and AI and all the things that are existing out there that can just, the immediacy of it all is so, is such a prominent thing. And we want for folks to make sure that, you have, and being able to prioritize that, and understand that delayed gratification, there's some benefits and values to these things. So when it comes from an investor standpoint, some examples of this is, a wealth mindset, for example, for investors means that viewing your investments beyond just financial gains, it really involves a few key things. One of those things is investing in personal growth, right? So continuous education, learning new skills, and making sure that you're continuing to improve upon yourself, because a more knowledgeable you is going to be able to be, something that can help you succeed and achieve in all aspects of what it is, whatever you're pursuing. Investing in proven systems. So make what I mean by that is making sure that you utilize processes and frameworks to help you scale efficiently. So many people feel like they have to do things on their own or do things from scratch, and because that's just what you fundamentally believe in. But in reality, there are opportunities for you to be able to leverage other people's systems and processes and work to be able to help you move faster and move further. In addition, we're talking about investing in relationships. So building in networks that support and challenge you. When you look at your network and the people that are around you and the information that you're consuming, are those things enriching you and helping you towards your goals, or are those things detracting you from your goals and eroding away from your precious time, your limited time that you have to apply to the things that you actually care about and believe in? So be mindful of those things as you're approaching this. So let's talk a little bit more about these ideas and concepts, if you will, around investing in yourself and your systems and your relationships. So the key to invest in yourself, and you guys, you may laugh at me a little bit here, but I will tell you, Jim Rohn is one of my unofficial mentors, if you will. He's obviously, I never had an opportunity to meet him, but I've read his books, I've watched his YouTube videos and listened to countless other pieces of content, and read other content from him. It's very influential in my journey in growing my wealth mindset, in my mindset overall. But in particular, one of the quotes, the many quotes that Jim has that sticks with me, is this idea of continuous learning and personal development in life is critical to anyone's success. And he coached on the idea of working harder on yourself than you do on your job. And for many, that's a difficult concept to understand, but you think people are thinking it's a trade-off or an either or, but in actuality, he's not positioning it that way. He's positioning it in a way that helps people suggest around what they should be focusing on is investing in themselves. Because when you invest in yourself, you become a better employee, you become a better parent, a better husband, a better entrepreneur or investor. All of those things come together, but it starts with you investing in yourself and your personal development. And so making sure that you do these things is really important. And when it comes down to it, investing in yourselves involves developing education and acquiring new skills. So prioritize things like your physical and mental health, but also prioritize your time management. Turn off the TV and take away from those things that are distracting you or detracting you from your time investment on the things that can enrich you and add value to your life. That time discipline and schedule time in your calendar to maximize your development activities. One of the phrases that I like to use I came up with this idea of, when I spend time in my car, I don't want to waste any time, when especially when I'm alone in my car and I nothing but time to kill as I'm commuting to from one place to another. And I look at the car as a great place. I look at it as what I call windshield university. And because your car is a class, can be a classroom, leverage that time to expand your knowledge and expertise. Listen to podcasts, listen to audiobooks, and in particular, take advantage of some of the experts that you're listening to and their 10,000 hours that they've invested and put out for you to be able to consume. And oftentimes, so much of this information is very accessible for you to immerse yourself into that topic and to go deep into it so that you can master your craft. And so much of it is free, is free information, such as these podcasts, these meetups that we're on to today. There's so much free information and quality free information online. So I would definitely encourage you to take advantage of that. And if you have questions about some of those resources, please do reach out to me. I can definitely refer some that I follow and listen to, and produce as a part of your journey. Invest, and make sure that you're engaging and contributing to the communities that you are engaging in. That this is going to ultimately help build your confidence, excuse me, and it's also going to help you expand your knowledge base for smarter investing decisions. So let's dive a little bit more into some of those things. Another Jim Rohn quote about personal development: that never ending chance to improve not only yourself, but also attract opportunities and affect others. And so when we talk about examples of how we can expand our learning and get exposed to great content that can continue to challenge us and help us grow our wealth mindset, we can think about joining, as I mentioned before, meetups like this. We can join Facebook groups and communities of like-minded individuals that are out and sharing information and growing your knowledge. These are really important things that can help you continue to find your tribe and to enrich yourself, to make you excuse me, to enhance your wealth mindset. So please be mindful of that. Another key concept that we'll talk about in the second of the concepts in particular is investing in your systems. And so, what we talk about here is that the famous Tony Robbins quote, which is "Success leaves clues," and what Tony talks about in this idea is leveraging the expertise and systems of others, that others have built. This is about tapping into someone else's 10,000 hours. So to accelerate, for example, my entree into this business and gaining access to like-minded individuals and communities, I found investing in these types of communities would provide me a real shortcut here. Excuse me. This allowed me to essentially focus on being able to tap into these proven frameworks and to utilize different software and systems and to streamline things to be able to expose myself to be able to accelerate my growth rather than trying to piece everything together myself. It gave me this. I was able to focus on areas and resources that were helping me educate myself at a faster pace in a more structured and concentrated way so that I can be able to accelerate my learning. And one of the other key things that I did as a part of my journey, was especially as a W-2 employee, my goal was to be able to, become a commercial multifamily syndicator and as fast as possible. And so oftentimes as W-2 employees, people look at that as a disadvantage when you're trying to also explore other entrepreneurial endeavors. But I looked at that as an opportunity for me to be able to help employees see that they too can effectively manage their other goals and dreams alongside of their full-time jobs, and investing in things like coaching and mentoring programs and mastermind communities is just a few of the most effective ways to accelerate your entry into any area that you're looking to pursue. So some examples of these things, as I mentioned before, enrolling in mastermind or mentorship programs, being able to tap into that knowledge, being able to leverage evaluation systems, and if you don't have systems and you're connected to investors, savvy investors that have systems and processes to be able to assess deals or to assess operators and to help conduct due diligence on things that you're looking to explore. Make sure that you tap into those individuals so that they can help provide you with a shortcut to helping you accomplish your goal. Use different financial planning tools to project your long-term investment. So when it comes down to this, being able to plan out what you're trying to achieve and your goals is something that's very important. If it's not planned out and laid out, then you don't know what you're driving to and where you're going, more importantly. So make sure that you focus on putting together a plan in a way that helps you. And the last of the three concepts is about investing in relationships. And don't be surprised. There's another quote from Jim Rohn here, and that is, "You are the average of the five people you spend the most time with." And I know that many of you have heard this quote or a version of this quote before. But it's what's important about this is that when you invest in relationships, you should consider investing in relationship with the right people who have a shared vision. You want to make sure that you are investing the time with those people who have a shared vision, who can help enrich you, who can help you grow, who can help stretch you. Invest in relationships that are value add and complementary. So many times that we think about and different relationships, and what I caution you to do is to continue to pour into relationships that are draining you and sucking your energy away and taking you away from the things that you are trying to achieve, and redirect that investment into those relationships that will add value to what you're trying to accomplish and that are complementary to what you're trying to accomplish as well. And then finally, invest in relationships that will enrich and challenge you to do better. So many things that I can say about this, but one of the things that I reflect on often, and it's really a tug of war. There are groups of friends that I've had when I was younger, maybe in high school or college, and as people continue to grow and develop, and whether they're investing in themselves or they're not, you'll notice the change that is taking place in you, and then at some point you're gonna realize that hey, these people are moving in the direction that I'm moving, or they're not moving in the direction that I'm moving in. And what am I going to do about that? Are we am I going to do I want to try and help, bring them on the journey that I'm going on? Not everyone's going to be at the same place where you are, and you're going to have to make some important or tough decisions around how much time do you invest in those friendships that maybe are not consistent with the person that you're becoming, and maybe you need to leave those friendships, and maybe they become more of acquaintances, or the friendships are maybe redefined in light of where you're going, and new friends and opportunities are starting to arise out of those things, and as that continues to contribute to your pursuit of your goals and dreams. And so this is something that is really important for you to be mindful of as a part of your journey. And the benefits of all this really is around being able to, leverage, the shared resources and knowledge, and being exposed to those things, and also increasing opportunities through collaboration. When you are expanding your network, I'm sure many of you can account, on those opportunities where you might have encountered someone through a networking opportunity, that a relationship spawned out of that, or maybe an opportunity came out of that as a result of just, a simple interaction that blossomed into something else. But if you're not surrounding yourself with the right people and growing your network of quality individuals, then the opportunities are lessened. And so you're going to want to make sure that you continue to focus on increasing those opportunities through that collaboration, and networking is so important. So some examples of this, again, partnering with like-minded individuals, whether that's on deals or whether that's on, looking at other ventures, make sure that you're doing this, and expanding on your partnerships with people who are like mind. Build relationships with mentors who have navigated the market cycles from an investment standpoint. So if people some people have invested in up markets, some people have invested in down markets, or higher interest rates or lower interest rates, or Democratic presidents, Republican presidents, whatever the case may be. Some people have navigated through all of those scenarios, but you can leverage their knowledge and their expertise to help you gain those shortcuts, and make informed decisions around your path, and your pursuit of your goals, to really take a more strategic and calculated approach in what you're trying to do. And then finally, again, as I was stressing before, you want to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with other investors who challenge your thinking and push you to grow. Why are you doing these things? What are you looking for? Why are you pursuing that versus this? These are the things that can help you get clear on what you're trying to accomplish. So I'll leave you with some notable quotes from, some that I've cherry picked here, that I want to make sure that I can, spread the wealth, if you will, pun intended, with all of you. And leave you with these before we open it up for discussion. And again, I talked a little bit about this one before, but this quote really stuck with me, because every time, many of us, we have all grown up with the idea that, in order to achieve or succeed, we have to go to school, we have to get a good job, and we have to get benefits, and then they have to have a matching 401k, and we have to have all of these things, then that's what success is. And what Jim talks about is counter to that. It is, yeah, those things, the formal education and all the things that I just described, will make you a living, but investing in yourself, coming to events like this, investing in your knowledge of different investment classes like real estate investing, becoming a savvy investor, executing strategically on those things by taking smart action, and then realizing those benefits, those things can make you a fortune. And that's really where things started to open up, and expose themselves, expose it for me, and it really was a paradigm shift in my mindset. And then it's not about working harder, it's about working smarter and taking advantage of systems and people who have already done the heavy lifting. A lot of this, guys, is not about you having to figure it all out yourselves. Find those resources, those mentors that can help you, gain access and knowledge to the things that you are interested in exploring from an investment standpoint, or whatever standpoint, and you leverage those to help accelerate your entree into that space. And then one of the popular African proverbs, this has been attributed to the African proverb, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. And this is something that's really important. So much of these things are that we hear about, we may recognize that it's not a one man or woman type of job or journey, if you will. Being able to tap into your networks, connect with others, being able to leverage that expertise and their knowledge, and have the right dialogues to help inform your decision making and your approaches is going to help you go further and and go faster. And so be mindful of all those things. And so as we wrap up the presentation for tonight, I want to leave you with just a few key things about building a wealth mindset. And the first, again, to drive this message home, invest in yourself. Make sure that you focus on that continual growth and learning. These things are essential for your long-term success in whatever you're doing. Make sure that you're investing in your systems. Leverage the frameworks that save you time and allow you to scale faster. You don't have to do it your own. There are resources and people and networks there that you can tap into to be able to accelerate into an area much faster than what you would be able to do on your own. And then finally here, invest in your relationships. Surround yourself with those people who enrich you, who challenge you, and support your goals, and continue to get after there. It's not going to always be roses or rainbows and butterflies, as I tell my kids, but the perseverance, the people that are around you and supporting you and while you're going through those moments are going to be critically important in supporting you through those goals, so that you can continue to have that mindset, that wealth mindset that pushes you through. So my call to action to you is to take the first step in building your wealth mindset by investing in just one of these areas today, whether that's investing in yourself, your systems, your relationships, reaching out, connecting with someone that you want to connect with on social media, and then making and then building, reaching out to them, building a relationship, connecting with us, tapping into other systems. These are all things that are options for you to do. Starting to looking for different podcasts or books to turn into, or to, excuse me, to listen to be able to expand your knowledge. Those are all things that doesn't take a whole lot of effort for you to do, but it's a great first step on your journey to building a wealth mindset. So with that, let's stay connected. Again, I'm Chris Price, aka the Pharma Investor. You can contact me via email. I'm also very active on social media and LinkedIn in particular. Christopher Price MBA is my information there. I'm also active on Instagram and Facebook for those people here, and for those of you who are watching the recording and are not on our meetup. You can join our meetup by following the link and the information on the screen. And then finally, you can scan this QR code, and it will lead you to our webpage, where you'll have, you'll be able to access our blogs and articles and other helpful information, as well as schedule time with me if you want to connect. So with that, I want to thank everybody for taking the time to connect, and I'm going to stop the presentation and open it up for any questions that people may have.
Thank you, Christopher. This was very insightful, very informative. I found it very engaging, so I want to thank you for your presentation.
Well, thank you, Edward. I appreciate it. Does anyone have any questions or comments?
Yeah, I had a quick question, Christopher. In terms of
Sure.
the mindset piece, how much of the wealth mindset comes from having a growth mindset, or having a self-improvement sort of